Hey everyone. So, as we know, people in the establishment media, the opinion makers, the propagandists, well, they're scared to death of someone like PewDiePie that has 53 million people that pay attention to him on a daily basis. None of these establishment media outlets, I mean, they'd be salivate, they'd be just drooling all over themselves. They'd need a bib at even the very prospect of having that kind of an audience, because they don't, not even close to it. But now they're trying to bring them down. And I've seen this done to many other YouTubers, and we're seeing it now, where it's establishment media versus social media, and the battle is on, right? The war of words, the war for the minds of the masses, it's on. But once again, these old establishment, right? These dinosaurs are showing their age, and for the Wall Street Journal to take it upon themselves to go after someone like PewDiePie, they might think, oh, he's just this Swedish guy living in the UK, this young guy, we'll fucking school him, right? Well, turns out that doesn't work out so well for you, does it? And even with Wired jumped on board too. What the fuck is with you, Wired? And I want to see who this one in Wired that created this article. Let's see if we can get to it. Davey Alba, I believe that's what it says. Let me try to fix it. Davey Alba. PewDiePie's anti-Semitic videos put YouTube's business in a bind. So yeah, this Davey Alba, I'm not sure who he or she is. Seems like it's probably a he. But to jump on this bandwagon, what, trying to get a little bit extra money, some clickbait revenue, right? By using PewDiePie's name and the fact that he's very popular and the media's talking about him right now. You're going to jump on that, right? I mean, come on. I don't listen to a whole lot of his videos, but like I said, I have a few times in the past, and now I've listened to him even more. This is the thing. See how much this backfires? I actually have watched and paid attention to him more now because I see the media's attack him. So it tells me, oh, maybe he's, speaking some truth to reason and countering the narrative that's put forth by this. But he's not even really trying that. He's just being himself. Just, as with most comedians, look at if George Carlin was alive today, do you think of how badly George Carlin would be attacked by the established media today if he were alive and talking about the kind of things he talked about back when he did? This is the fucking fundamental and dramatic change and shift in the narrative and the propaganda espoused or the opinion makers in the established media. Like I say, they now realize that they no longer have that power. So they're fighting, they're lashing out, and they're attacking anyone that counters their narrative. But to paint someone like PewDiePie as an anti-Semitic or a racist, I've gone back subsequently and looked at the videos that they were talking about, and it's just all in humor. And thank goodness there are people that still have a sense of humor, because humor is really the only venue that we have left to challenge political dialogue and political narratives. That comedy has this amazing capacity to do that, because people don't quite know how to react, right? It takes your defenses. It lowers your walls down a little bit, so at least a little bit of it gets absorbed. When you see the establishment media attacking people like this and comedians, and like I said, we're seeing it all over the place. Chris Rock, right? Seinfeld, Bill Burr, even to some. These people are doing their best to try to still rise up and counteract the narrative of political propagandists and be comedic about it so that it's entertaining at the same point. But they themselves are seeing themselves painted into a corner where freedom of speech is that infringement on freedom of speech is imposing itself to the point where everybody seems to be back into a very small corner. As we're showing, though, once you paint these people or try to back them in a corner, that's when you'll see that everyone has to go into fight or flight. And there's no way to fight when you're backed in the corner, so the only thing left is to fight. Which is why the established media and these political propagandists are never going to win, because they're doing it the wrong way, and they're trying to confuse and confound the masses, as well as prove themselves to be politically biased and have very devious motives behind what they're trying to do. So let's all show some solidarity. Let's You know what? Actually, after this, I'm going to go subscribe to PewDiePie. I'm not because I want to watch his videos. I might, a few of them, just for the hell of it. Why not, right? But at least to show some solidarity for people that are being attacked, right? That's what I do. I show solidarity for people that I see are being attacked. I'm not a fan of people that are being, I like to defend the little people from the bullies. That's what I've done my whole life, and that's what I'll continue to do. So let's show some support for PewDiePie and all those people that are standing up and having the heavy hand of the propaganda is coming down upon them. Let's help them out. Not that they don't need help financially, but they need help, psychologically and socially from the rest of us. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.